and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Yes, sir. Welcome. How are we all doing today? Welcome to the 2022 Music Smorgasbord Podcast Award Show. How are we doing today? Let me just turn that down a little bit. Yes, sir. Hope we're all doing fantastic. Happy New Year's Eve, people. There's been a long time of waiting. I am excited. I am here for this, man. Come on. You know how to get... You see, I had to get dressed up for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Champion. Shake my hand. Good to see y'all players. And it's been a long year of music, upcoming artists, reviews. It's been one hell of a show. We have recorded over 100 videos, 57 artists of the days alone. So over 100 videos in 1 year. It's a lot of music to review. It's a lot of things to go over. That's not even including my discography dives. That's not including that series, really. It's really more counting my underground album series, the track of the day series, the artist of the day series, and I think that's it. Oh yeah, and all the Days with Darkside videos that are music related, like when I went to a live show. So all those, that's like damn near 150 videos, I want to say, all in like the span of 1 year. It would be 1 year on January 7th. So today, the award show is here. I'm excited. I am ready to give y'all who I believe, who the awards are. You guys, the interaction on the Instagram has been phenomenal. When I announced the finalists, the feedback was 100% positive. It was it was so fun to watch people's reactions, because none of the artists knew that I really was going to do this. Besides, they didn't know if they were going to be finalists or not. I announced one video about doing an award show, so I'm doing a music award show. The deadline is Christmas and all that stuff. And because I said I would need a few days to prep myself and to give myself a breather real quick before I go pull the show off. But no one really knew who was going to be a finalist and who was going to be recognized and all that. So seeing people get tagged in that top 5 list or top 4 list of the categories, it was such fun to see the reactions of people. And it's been killing me because there's been such good music that's there's artists that's releasing more songs that once I get this out the way, I can go back to reviewing them for the next year's show. Like Mason Embers dropped a song on Christmas. I even know it didn't notify me, which I was like, bro, I've been waiting for this man to come outside. So without too much talking, it's going to be kind of a longer video, so grab your popcorn. It might be a little bit longer. We will chop this up into sections. We will kind of talk about I'm going to kind of leave a layout of the plan here. We're going to kind of talk about the criteria and the kind of rules that kind of went into me deciding who was in the finalists and who was the winner in general. We're going to talk about, just some guidelines I have to say in case people get their feelings hurt. Then we're going to go over certain awards that weren't necessarily the categorical awards, like the ones I announced. There's some other stuff. There's other surprise awards that I want to give out. And then we will get into those awards. And at the end, I'll be talking to y'all to encompass the year as a whole. And again, saying what I've said a million times, thank you. Please hit the like button, share this to your friends. I want all the artists to be able to see this, because this is a fun experience. I'm gonna try this out. Hopefully this lands. If this does really well, I want to have enough support and enough interaction to do this next year on a live stream. And with that, I need your support. So please like, subscribe, post notifications, turn on post notifications, share it. The more interaction, the more next year I'll be able to do this live, and this will be a lot more fun because I'll be able to talk directly to people. So pretty much, what went into the criteria of who was a finalist was a multitude of different things. And obviously they vary a little based off of category. But we'll talk about the general aspect that's applicable. First of all, my personal relationship with any of the artists, let it be we've hung out before, we've talked about collaborations, I've done my multiple reviews of them, or whatever it is was all stripped away, and it was left to be as unbiased as possible. I did not want anybody to win based off my personal feelings towards them, and wouldn't want it to be, because it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair if I liked somebody but their music wasn't like objectively better than the other person's for whatever category they were for. So I made sure to strip away all bias and step away and looked at it solely for the music and only for that category. I did not look for anything else. Should the artist you're rooting for not win, just please, I mean, you have every right to be upset. Again, this is my opinion, right? This is my opinion. You can think whatever you want, and that's fantastic. And I'm all for dialogue. If you guys want to come on my podcast and debate me after this, you're more than welcome to. Just don't be an asshole about it. That's all I'm really gonna say. Just don't be a dick about it. I don't think any of you will, but I gotta say it. Don't be an asshole. Don't go attacking the artist that won because yours didn't. I do know that all the artists that I have reviewed are good sports. It's safe to say I don't know if their fans are the same. Because trust me, Susie Moon fans and the Age of Or fans have come outside. And should or should they not win, we don't know how they'll react. No, I'm fucking with you. But seriously, it's like one opinion of like a random kid in Atlanta, Georgia that put on a suit, turned on the camera, and act like a dumbass for an hour. Don't take it to heart. Second thing, the award for being the winner of this category will be a week of promotion on said thing. Let's say the winner of the album of the year, right? Whatever album that I announce won, I would then, after I would make a post about it on my Instagram talking about why I thought it won, a little quick summary synopsis, which to then that point, I would go ahead and then promote that for a week. Same thing for the female artist of the year, the artist group of the year, male artist, all that, all those things, I would promote it for a week. A week starting from the new year. So from January 1st, 2023, all the way through, I would, after I announce who won on my Instagram, like post by post, I would then promote their music for a week. And I believe that's really all the really announcements that need to be said. So before we get into the awards, we're gonna talk about the playlists. Now, as you know, I have playlists for those who don't know, I have made playlists for for each series. I've made a playlist for Artist of the Day, a playlist for Track of the Day, and a playlist for Underground album highlights, songs I liked a lot off the album that I listened to personally. Pretty much, I'm just gonna go over every song, not every song, but all, just kind of skim through talking about each song that's made these playlists. Kind of really to give you a synopsis of what's on here. Do keep in mind that there are certain artists that would be on these playlists, but their music isn't on Spotify. Mostly Notori. I swear to God, get your music on Spotify. I swear to Christ. You think I'm kidding? There's a lot of songs. It was Olivia Olive X. Oh yeah. Yeah, you lucky you just got on. Because I swear to God, I was about to be tight. What do you think, Gerald? See, this is Gerald. He has helped me oversee the voting process and make sure this was fair. We did a lot of deliberating, but this man right here, he's part of the group. Back there is Avocado. Don't have a name for him yet. Everybody name him, and we'll see what happens. Give him a name, people. Also, I don't know what his actual name is. We're just gonna call him Dinosaur for now. Yeah, come up with a name for them in the comments. But this man right here has helped me. He's helped me. Help with the process. So let's go over these playlists before we continue. Track of the Day playlist. There have been like 20 songs on here. We got to talk about it. We got to play through some because it's fantastic. The first ever Track of the Day. Shout out to them. Gutter Flowers with their track Manic Bliss. Now, this was more instrumental. A great start. Sonny sent me his music. Shout out to them. Gangsta. Justina with Desolated Dream. Hard. Very, very hard. My first intro to really hard rock, really. How can I go on in this desolated? We got No Way Out by Modern Yesterday. I've been waiting for him to come outside more than he do. I liked it. I remember that's the one. Serotonin by Trinity Harris and Jack Vernon. You know, shout out to them. Shout out to them. The only like negative reaction I've ever gotten from somebody, Nirvana by Thank You Bryson. That was the funniest shit in the world. Like, we're good now, but that, I'm not gonna lie, that was funny as hell when he, because, you know, I said that his music sounds good, but to me it sounded like a blatant impression of Juice WRLD. And he just got in his feelings a little bit, which is understandable. You know, it's understandable. I'm not poking fun of him in that. It was just funny to me that I'm like, bro, I still think you sound good. It's just that you sound good is so good that you sound like someone else. But, you know, we talked after that video, and we're good now. We're good now. So it's just funny to reminisce. That was the only really negative reaction I've ever had, really. I think that and Jacob Mobley, because he was just kind of hurt a little bit by my review. But, you know, we move. Everybody's been pretty much a fair sport about it. Even, like, I gotta shout out Justice Dawson, because I shat on his music a lot. And, you know, and he took it on the chin. So, and, you know, even his latest album, though I'm not a big fan of it, it's leaps and bounds better than the last one. So shout out to him, man. Tonight by Nandi. I'll Never Get Over It by Sydney Rose. My God, soul crushing. Pretending by Cookies and Cream. Anyone Else by Caroline Reilly. Bro, Armageddon by Black Polly. This is where this playlist heated up. Oh my God, no. I remember now. Dumb and in Love by Susie Moon. Panic Room by Everly. Lucky Remastered. 5 a.m. by Heiza. No Lie. When It's True by Asher Fleming. Bedroom Floor by Sydney Rose. Sydney Rose stepped outside and was dropping like track after track after EP after track, and I'm like, bro, relax. You and Your New Friends by Anna Gross. We'll get to a lot of these songs later, trust me. We'll get to them later. And Obsession is on the Loose by Olive X. Finally made it to Spotify. Finally, I'm so happy. Shout out to her. And finally, Rosemary by Josie J. An excellent year of tracks. Can't wait to start the next one. Next, we'll go through the Underground album highlights. So off of, and I'm kind of just running through these playlists. I'm skimming through. Them. I'm not really gonna go in detail because I don't want this video to be too long, because it's gonna be a little bit long it's gonna be quite long. The Astounding Descent, Mason Embers. I pulled off the track Trooper, Burst, and Interstate. But overall, the album still was very solid. Lackluster EP by Aislinn Davis, In the Dark, Poltergeist, Temporary, and Howl. I think that's all four, isn't it not? Yeah, it's literally all four, because that was soul touching. The Space Tape. I had The Bag and Calm It Down. Calm It Down has been one of my favorite songs this year, period. Because that hook and the layers and his flows, like, I got 30K up down in my dresser or something, like, that was hard. Always In from Skite Season. Sad songs, obviously, by Josie J. We love the best song, you know, Kawaii Cat Pumpkin Rainbow Synth Unicorn. You think I'm kidding, that's the actual full name of that song. And then Gym Rat, which I'm like, beautiful. Then we got Entries in My Diary 1 with Drake and Driving, which, fun fact, didn't know that was a term until I saw Los Pollos debate Anthony Fantano on YouTube about, you know, I don't know if it was about Certified Lover Boy or Honestly Nevermind, but I want to say it was Honestly Nevermind. And he said, bro, you've never been on a Drake and Drive? And I was like, bro, is that a real term? It sounds like a real term. And apparently it's a real term. The song, I like that song. It was very catchy. It was very witty, because she used a lot of Drake's songs as bars to kind of push the, you know, a heartbreak narrative or whatever. Like a bunch of like Hotline Bling, all that stuff. It's just really, really solid. Blocked Again, Isolated, and then You Never Met Me EP by Sydney Rose. Cellophane, however the hell you say that. Phoebe Told Me, Cutting Corners, and then Things That Don't Exist featuring Zachary Knowles. Said your foes face down, but I can hear it buzzing. Bro, what do you think of this, bro? What do you tell the people what you think, man? Exactly. Couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. We got Halfway Home by Asher Fleming. But we got the two songs I think I pulled up, which was Kingdom and Anonymous Love. But there's a few other songs that were very solid off that too. Then Kismet by Sky. This man impressed me. I ain't gonna hold you. Like I was like, okay, this boy can rap. Like he's like I can see the appeal of him, but he wasn't really I wasn't really a fan yet. This man dropped this album, and I was like, oh my god. It's also made me fall in love with AOTD's production. Very, very, which very, very solid. I'd heard of him. I didn't know who he was. And then Lose Me, I heard that for the first time, and I lost my damn mind. Then we had 2X, Trendsetter, and All Again. A lot of that was AOTD production. I know definitely All Again was AOTD production. I love that. Susie Moon's album that finally dropped. I was anticipating, this was marked on my calendar. Dumb and in Love, California, Dumb and in Love, and Freedom. Very solid. You can't go wrong. Then Black Polish, Without a Place. They was wild. I'm sorry. I just wanted another excuse to listen. I'm going to keep it real. Was this another excuse to listen to Let's Go on a Trip on Camera? Of course not. You're a liar. You think that's true? Shut up. Hey, see, this is too good. We can't do this. We're never gonna get to the awards. My spirit didn't think of what we would be better than it all. And then we had next was Anna Grosh with her new EP, Let This Be Closure, which we will definitely get. Trust me, we will come back to these when we get to the awards. I'm just kind of skimming through the songs I pulled off of them. I don't think I said who I had. Black Polish, I had Baby Tonight, which is at 2 mil now, which I called it. Come on, y'all. My third eye, bro. Sad Lesbians, Sophie. I can hear you in my head, Sophie, with you. And obviously, Let's Go on a Trip. For Anna Grosh, we have You and Your New Friends, Hurt You Back, 100 Days, and Missing Out. Then Real came back outside with Entries in My Diaries 2, right? Right? We did that. I don't know if I also mentioned that No Lie was also on my Track of the Day playlist. That was also by Real. And my God, the jump in everything was enormous. I have Sleeping with My Demons, which was like the first part of the first half of the album. Then the second half, Deep End, You and I, No Lie, and Slick Talk. I was like, yeah, oh yeah, that's going immediately. I'm bumping all that in the car right now. Then Sydney Rose came outside again. And said, I'm gonna remind you why I'm that nit. With This Kind of Thing Doesn't Last. And I got Too Fast, Bedroom Floor, which is one of the saddest songs I've heard in my life. If I Were a Dog, which is sad shit. Charlie, all of them, bro. It's like, bro, somebody go hug this girl. It's a lot of y'all sad artists. Y'all all need hugs, bro. Aislinn Davis, what's that name? What's the other dude? Well, he's not sad, but the existential crisis. Merlin Yoshi, yeah. I'm talking to you, bro. You think you can escape that? No, you getting it too. And finally, Shyla Moon, with their EP, Oh Golly. Yeah, by the way, they need a hug too. I seen the Instagram. You ain't slick. I seen the gram. With Holiday Inn and Fool. And that is the end of the Underground album playlist. Now finally, the big boy. The big one. The Artist of the Day playlist. I'm going to try to skim through really quickly because this video is already almost at over like 20 minutes and this is ridiculous. Josie J. I mean, we need the OG. Need we say anything, bro? Need we say anything? We got Zero Vibes on Notori, Anna Shinholster, Anna Grosh, Mason Embers. With Mason Embers cover of Billie Jean is so hard. I'm sorry. That is one of the hardest covers I've ever heard in my life. It's not my love affair. just a girl that claims that I am one. Stop playing! Says I'm the one. What? Caroline Reilly, I mean, come on now. Like, do we even need to say anything? Like, do we need to even... Yeah, we not even... Sydney Rose, again, do we need to say anything? Burley Yoshi, Lone Eagle, Skite, Pumbata. I hate her boyfriend's face. One of the hardest tracks of the year. Anchor and State Lines and By Nova and more. Aaron Kirby. Aaron Kirby I don't know what happened with her Spotify, where like Practice Girlfriend, Bad Luck, and Line got taken off. That needs to come. I don't know what happened, but she needs to put those back on there. It's on SoundCloud, but she needs to put those back on. Asaka the Renegade, Starbenders, S plus M, MND 111, Naomi Cheyenne, excuse me, Asher Fleming, Aislinn Davis, Alec Bullock, Everly. You can tell the eclectic approach we took into this year. Pop, we have R&B, we have rap, we have EDM, we have acoustic balladries, we have indie rock, we have hard rock. It's very interesting. Susie Moon, Black Polish, Zachary Knowles, Sean Frayne. Sean Frayne has been wilding. I'm sorry, that man has been. That's why he's in the categories he's in. But that man was wilding. Mommy, that's the name of an artist. Chill. Smooth Lee, Garrett Wheeler, Drawn to the Sky, Heiza, Langston Bristol. I've been tired to a diamond from the pressure. That's Nia Hendrix. Super Bloom was good. I Don't Miss You was good. Tightrope was really good too. Dance Alone. That's the name of the song. Genesis Valle. Shia LaMoon. Meet Me at the Altar. Oh my god. Meet Me at the Altar. I'm just going to play one part of a song to just prove my point. Bro, I'm fighting Goku. Yeah, you know it's box. The Age of Ore. I'll tell you about the Age of Ore later. We'll get to them too. Asia Mills, which low-key sound like Beyonce at the beginning of her career, which is hilarious. The Midsummer Motel, Sweaty Lamar, Cali Boy Nino. I said, brother man. I said, brother man. We got Major Mac, the boy Major Mac. And then last but not least, the final artist that we reviewed this year was producer Ayo Witty. We also reviewed, I believe, shout outs again to Tori. I don't think we reviewed Kids Next Door. We need to review Kids Next Door. We reviewed JD Fuego. These are people who made the playlist for me. There's some artists that didn't make the playlist for me. So yeah, Jacob Mobley, JD Fuego. Like this playlist is long, but it doesn't have everyone. Like I was very as good as a lot. While there's a lot of songs out here, I'm very selective because I actually have to come back and listen to these. But yeah, those are the playlists. Let me know who should be on there. I'll probably do an update on it more consistently throughout the year. But yeah, those are the playlists. Now we can get on to the awards. Before we do that, a few shout outs I want to give. And again, these are separate. This has no impact upon. Well, actually, I'll save those shout outs to. No, I'll do them now. Bump it. We'll do them now. I just don't want it to be like, oh, this influenced the awards, and I'm telling you, I promise you it didn't. Few people that I wanted to actually thank, for really first I want to thank. Let me say this. Just preface this by saying this. Thank you all. You guys made this such an enjoyable experience to do, and about to be a whole year doing this. I look back sometimes at the camera quality, the setup quality that I turned on an HP laptop with the Galaxy background you see right there, and a table with about this much space between me every day for a while. And y'all helped. Y'all did this. Y'all were able to get me a better setup. Y'all were able to get me support, get views. So that's everybody. You're those who watched, those who commented, those who messaged. Like, thank you. There's a few people that I wanna actually really talk about how they've made a really big impact off camera as well. The first one actually goes with an award I've come up with called the Inaugural Award. Inaugural Award was actually something I kind of planned to do, and this one has more meaning behind it because she has helped the channel tremendously. The Inaugural Award goes to the first ever artist of the day, the first person we ever uploaded on this channel to any music on, because without her, we're gonna keep it real. There's so many artists that I probably wouldn't have found. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. I would have found them later. Like, because of her, because of this person, there's a lot that happened on this channel that probably wouldn't have happened the way it happened. So, of course, if you're a real OG of this channel, the Inaugural Award 2 goes to none other than Josie J. Yes! Josie J. Shout out to you. You are the OG, the real OG of the channel. Now, this means a lot more than just being the first, at least to me, because this is, and sorry, don't mean to get cheesy on y'all. I don't give a damn. I'm really good at it. I'm gonna do it. I don't give a shit. Josie plays such an integral role on this channel. Obviously, being the first artist I've ever reviewed, right? When I did that review, I don't remember if I even spoke to her. Like I said, I don't really speak to unless it's requested, which I've been getting more and more requests to review music more often, but it's still far and few. Majority of these artists, especially at the very beginning, they'll tell you they had no idea. They still don't really have an idea that I'm gonna review the music. Like, there's some people that I've sent the video, they're like, what is this? So with Josie, I've heard about her music from Sunny, I believe. And I checked out her sound a little bit, and I was like, I'm like, I like it. Eventually, the idea came up to do it, and I was like, Josie's is the first, and for her, it just made sense. And so I do the review, the whole nine, looking in outfits, wearing hats and these glasses, looking like a complete fool. I send it, I'm like, I don't even know what the hell was about to happen with this. We gonna see. And once she took it very well, and she just said she really enjoyed it, which is awesome, which is all I wanted, really. It was like, if you can get a laugh out of it, we're good. I can die happy. And not only that, she sent me other artists that have been on this channel, and that kind of trickle down effect. She not only made my job a lot easier in terms of finding people, good artists, finding that. She introduced me to other people that, again, I don't think I would ever have met. Which is why the Inaugural Award was something I always wanted to do, but this adds more purpose behind it. Being like, you are, regardless of like the rating I gave her at the time or whatever it is, she will always be a staple of this channel, and I don't think that will never change. And it definitely won't change for me. She could stop doing music at some point, whatever, and she would still be a staple of this channel, like real shit. So I very much appreciate her for that. And I thank her for taking that shot, because she sent me the next couple artists I'm going to talk about. Actually, she's responsible for one of the artists I'm going to talk about next as well. In terms of like sending me their music. So in that, she sends me 3 artists. She sends me Anna Shinholster, Anna Gross, Mason Embers. I do the review for Anna Gross. I do the review for Anna Shinholster. They both like that stuff. But Mason's the next person I want to talk about. Mason was the next person. Mason's was the next person. His contribution is very, very important as well. While I don't have an inaugural award for him, I do definitely want to talk about him a lot. because again, this is someone that is helped. That he's the reason for a lot of shit. He's a reason for a lot of shit. That I want to make sure people get their credit. Because at the end of the day, this whole series is about upcoming artists such as myself to get recognition and get their credit. For those who don't know, I also do make music. Be sure to go stream all my music on all platforms. Balanced ones. Ain't No Grave. Look at that W plug. But Mason's, I reviewed his music, and I did an artist of the. By that time, I had a better idea what I wanted to do for the artist of the day format. I think recently his Billie Jean cover actually had come out, and I was a big fan. If you've seen the videos, you've seen my reaction. You would know that even my reaction earlier in this video. That song is great. And I just, did the same thing as I did always. I sent a review, I send it to the artist, tag him in a post, and, if they see it, they see it. They don't, they don't. He sees it and writes this beautiful little paragraph on his story, and then he messages me and talks about it and all that. And it's always so fun talking to people, like, in general, but, like, especially our other artists that, when they react to my things, because they'll sometimes clip my reactions of me acting like an idiot. They'll sometimes they'll say a specific part, they'll mention it, and he kind of just talked about it as a whole and said, just said thank you, and then he did something that no artist has done before or has done since, and he actually paid me. He actually sent me money. He sent me $25, I believe, which contributed to me paying for the setup I have. I either helped save that towards the PC I had, or a better camera. It was one of those two, and because my HP laptop was going to shit at that time, and and so he did that, which was like such a big thing for me. I was like, holy shit. Because I haven't gotten paid since, and I've been doing this whole thing for free. Because it was never really about the money for me. It was always about the essence of what I'm doing here. The being able to give other artists that are coming up as well a platform to be looked at. And then, of course, he said, I say, after I give him my thanks, I said, I really appreciate it, and we've been staying in contact. We kind of fell through certain times in terms of, like, conversation. We would talk a lot more towards the beginning, I think. I don't know. I think he was going through some stuff, and he just wanted to be left alone. And, so shit happens. Because me and Josie were supposed to collab. Trust me, I'm still talking about it. And Mason goes ahead and he sends me what I always call the all-star list. The all-star list consisting of him and his 6 friends who are all, to this day, they all need to be drug tested. Garrett Wheeler, Woody Earwood, Caroline Reilly, Sydney Rose, Aaron Kirby, and Ethan Settinger. First time I remember that. I remember that 6 list because that trickle-down effect. And you understand, like, that was awesome. Like, for him to send me those people, and his promotion for me, for us as a channel and as a community, his support off camera has been great. It's very integral to everything we do. So again, this is just really more my thank you so much. I very much love and appreciate you. Because like I said, I care more about who people are as people. I don't give a damn how good your music is. If you an asshole or whatever, I don't want to work with you. That's just being me. So for him to do that, he didn't have to pay me. He didn't have to promote it the way he did. None of Josie didn't have to do that either. And it was just the fact that they did it really showed me that I'm doing something right. The third. There's so many people I want to thank, but there's the third person I'll leave with this is from that all-star list. I think people can see this one. They can see this one coming. The third final person I want to thank was none other than Caroline Reilly. Now, this one has. All you gotta do is look at my video at my YouTube channel. You'll see the impact just on camera. How many videos did I do of this girl, man? Because I look like an obsessed fan. This is bad, man. This is bad. I promise you, bro. I'm a normal dude. I swear to God, I did like, how many videos did I do on this girl, man? This is some shit. Hold up, man. I gotta find it. Won't let me fucking, won't let me search. Hold up. Okay, let me search across my channel. Caroline Reilly. Yeah, I did like 7 videos on it. Oh my God. And this has been some of my best reactions. Oh my God. Jesus. 7 videos. I look like a fan. I mean, I am. I'm a fan of everybody out here. But like, I'm an obsessed fan. Jesus Christ. Caroline Reilly was, off the list, she really caught my eye in terms of her look. I was like, what the fuck? Just... You seen the look. You know what she looked like. Fiery hair and all, and the whole thing. I'm like, what the fuck? Who did you send me? I got mad at Mason, bro. I was like, you trying to kill me with this list. Then I looked at hers, and I was like, and the numbers, I like looking at numbers. I'm a big analytical guy. And I start seeing the streams, started getting to the thousands, the 4, the 5 figures. And I'm like, this chick is not going to see this video. Like Aaron Kirby and City Rose seeing their videos to me is a fucking miracle, because they shit's at like 30 mil and all that. And I'm like, ain't no way they're ever gonna see like a peasant, some scrub like me. I do the video, and if you seen it, I was wilding out. She's my first ever 10 I've given out, right? Which I was like, I thought I would never give a 10 out my first year, and she just said, fuck you. We gonna figure I'm gonna show you better I can tell you. And, so we do that video. I text Mason, and I'm like, Mason, you mother. Send her the video. I'm like, if she sees that. I sent it to Mason too. I was like, Mason, send it her way, because I doubt she's even gonna see this message. Bump it. We gonna go from there. And she seen it. And she got such a kick out of it that, oh God, what? Here's the thing, I don't remember how it transpired. We had a really long conversation, because I was just in my room when she seen it. And I pretty much, we had a really good conversation, and, she really enjoyed it. She sent me a couple artists, I think, as well, or mentioned a couple artists that to work with. And she apparently showed the video to her family, which I was like, we'll get to them later too. I'm just like, what? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And then she invited me out to come to a show of hers, which was, I never saw that coming. And then obviously that was, when the Starbenders thing got announced, the Starbenders show, and, Not My Fault came out, and she was doing a music video. And I had last minute went to her music video thing. I went to go see her live. And this was the first time I ever met any artist in person that I reviewed ever, I think. It was Josie J. Josie J was the first, because we met up at Cafe Olay to write a song, and it started snowing. And then, but Caroline Reilly was the first artist I've ever attended a show. I was supposed to go see Asher Fleming this year. I am so upset. And we went to go see her show. We went to go see, and I think, wait a minute, was it that show? Yes, it was. The first show we went to, her parents knew of me, which I'm like, what? I walked in, I went with Aretta. I went with Aretta. And Aretta became a fan of that. She was like, she doesn't really like this kind of music, and I wasn't even a fan of this kind of music like that. And she was just kind of wilding out, and I'm like, what is going on? We go look at the merch table, because we were talking about performing and stuff, and sure enough, these two adults are like, I know you, and I'm like, huh? No, me? I didn't announce this. No, me? Me? Frank? Like, huh? Come to find out it was her parents, and I'm like, bro, you seen the videos? What? And, their support has been insane, because theirs is like I think they're the most consistent viewers of this channel. Like, the amount of times Caroline, or we'll get to him later, Asher has said, bro, that new video is funny. And I'm like, you watch me? Why? Thank you. I love you. Thank you so much. But like, what the fuck? It's weird to think about. I got to be in her music video for, that was fun. I wowed, the track of the day. anyone else, which was so anticipated that I stayed away from her Instagram. Like, there was the freaking plague. Like, it was COVID-20. I found out Caroline Reilly used to be on The Voice, which that was such an unplanned video. I brought my friends out. Shout out Miles, Makai, Alex, again, Aretta. Even though we're not close anymore, even Harper, who got to be in the music video as well. I attended, 3 shows this year? How many shows did I attend? Let's see, 1, 2, 3 if you want to count the music video, 4. And in all, I got to meet the kind of Caroline Reilly, like the group, like, I don't think I didn't get to talk to everybody. I think the only guy I didn't talk to until the last show was Ryan. Like, because Ryan just stared at people and just didn't say shit. But I talked to Asher a little bit. I talked to, I want to make sure I'm saying her name right. Oh, every time I look at any of their Instagrams, I'm just like, why are these niggas cool with me? Like, what the, like, it's so weird. It's like they're all like established and like really like high up, like really cool people with like all these thousands of people. And I'm just like some scrub like me. It's just, and Anna. Yep, Anna. Just make sure I say it right because I've messed up names before. I don't want to do that again. Anna, Ryan, and Asher have been phenomenal. And obviously Lindsay, who is just like, we've only talked to each other at shows. Which is so funny. I messaged her recently when she was, hope she's doing better. But, I was just like, man, I'm sick of you, man. I'm sick. She know what I'm talking about. I'm like, you know what I'm talking about. I'm sick of you, man. Hope she's doing all right. But they're all great people. I found out, again, Asher was a producer, and then that whole thing trickled down. And that's when me and him really got to talking about music on that unique level. And, just the trickle-down support that they've given me means a lot, all jokes aside. Like I said, I've gotten a lot of support that's, I know for sure came from them. They're, like, even her, Caroline's parents, shout out to them, they're awesome. They commented for them to comment on videos, to see them subscribe. Caroline was the reason I think Caroline was my 100th subscriber, actually. And Asher was the one that let me know. You can't make that. That's not even storybook right. You can't make that up. All in all, through my rambling, I want to say thank you to her, to Asher, just that whole collective of people, Lindsay, Anna, Ryan, all of them, just for giving me not only the time of day to even watch these videos, to even entertain me. Because again, I literally am just some random dude that showed up one day and said, hey, here's a video of me looking like a complete dumbass, laughing at your music. Music's great, and there could have been a whole, oh my god, thank you so much, and they could have kept it pushing. But they still get the time out of their day to actually entertain that conversation, and I consider them friends. I consider them friends. I think they're all awesome. And I just really appreciate. There's not enough words to put together in any language for me to really express how much it's meant to me, how much it's meant to the channel. And I'm just really, I'm really happy that I could actually play a part in them. And for them, no matter what, no matter how big they get, or they could, like I said, any of them could stop doing music tomorrow, and they'll always be such an integral part of this channel. And I don't think that will ever change. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, that's being honest. I don't think that'll ever change. All right, that was a long-ass thank you. We're 44 minutes in. We haven't touched any awards yet. All right. Enough with the sloppiness. Now it's time. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna get probably sappy later. I don't give a shit. It's time for the awards, people. It's time for the awards. Let me go to the first category. Pretty much how I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about the finalists. I'm going to talk about why each track is great. I am then going to announce the winner and why they won. Right? We're gonna keep that same flow. First one, and obviously this will be edited to chopped up. If you want to skip all these parts to certain categories that you want to be in, feel free. I'm not upset. That's why I edited it that way. Track of the year finalists are Lucky, the remastered by Anna Shitholster, No Lie by Real, Anyone Else by Caroline Reilly, Armageddon by Black Polish, and You and Your New Friends by Inaugural. Now, this was a hefty category. I didn't realize how hefty this category was going to be. I thought this was going to be the ones that was going to be like no diff by one song and be like, okay, that was easy. Click. Next. That's what I thought all these categories. Then the more I thought about it, the more I deliberated with myself, I was like, damn, this is actually very neck and neck. Because you could, there's a lot of these I feel like you could debate who to win for. Like, if this was original Lucky, I don't think it would have been a finalist for me personally. But when she sent me the remastered version and she added more layering and added the beautiful piano under it, I was like, she made this shit come back to life. Yeah, you can debate that. That was good. All these songs are good, by the way. Please go check them out. All these songs are good, by the way. No Lie by Real had to grow on me. At first, when I first looked at the first review, I was like, huh, okay, it's all right. But then I go back to listen to it because I need to remind myself, because I'm a fool. All I hear is... Are we serious? That's episode. I've been away, I've been crying. I'm about to go away and crossing all over. I mean, that's just fantastic. Anyone Else by Caroline Reilly, like I said, that was anticipated. I stayed away, and I mean, it's been my one and only 10 I've given out to a track. So that just speaks by itself. Like, this was the most... Watching her perform this live was the most insane shit. Because, like, you would think, right, when people, like, how they perform in the booth, right, the certain notes they hit, right, you're like, oh, shit, they hit that in the booth because that took a lot of practice. And you practice live performances, but there's certain notes you just, I'm like, they could fuck this up. Like, truly. And the fact that she consistently hit, like, the jump on the chorus, I'm just like, she's here! Armageddon by Black Polish. Oh, my God. Black Polish has become one of my favorite artists, like, of all time. I'm so serious. Like, the fact that they got a song on Hulu. This is the song of Hulu. This is off of season 3 of Love, Victor. I didn't know that. I saw it pop up on their Spotify, and I was like, what the hell? So I messaged them, and they're like, oh, yeah, we got to. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I review it, and I'm just like, this is the most beautiful cinematic. I'm about to cry, and I'm ascending. I'm ascending to the moon. No Kanye West. Like... All these songs are favorites of mine. And then Autogross, You and Your New Friends. What are we doing? Like, they trying to kill me, bro. This was like, like, I know who won, and I'm still like, like, oh my God. Like, I'm not gonna do a ranking. I'm not gonna do like fifth. I'm not gonna do that last or first. I'm just gonna say who won, because that's not fair. Because all these songs are fantastic. Please keep this in mind. All these songs with all these artists, I'm critical as hell. They're great. They're fantastic. Regardless if, like, what genre, I recommend them. If you, like, only listen to hip-hop, I recommend Caroline Reilly. I recommend Black Polish. I recommend Autogross. If you don't like rap at all, I recommend Real. Because you'll find something that you like. If you like music, you'll like any of these. The winner of the track of the year is none other... Drum roll, please. Anyone Else by Caroline Reilly. Yep. Congratulations. Congratulations to Caroline Reilly. She's done it. She has achieved the first ever track of the year. This was close. This was not an easy decision. I'm gonna keep it real. This was not an easy decision because Black Polish, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, everybody was on. Like, I thought when I initially looked at, like, the ratings I gave out, this was not close. I'm like, this is not about to be close. But then you listen back to the music, and you're just like, shit. This was a neck and neck. Black Polish, like, all the Real, Anderson Host, Autogross, all of them were on her ass. But at the end of the day, based on the fact that she's the only 10 I've given out to a track, the fact that you can list, to me it has the most replay value out of all of them. on all elements. Like her voice is so powerful; it's the most unique, and that's what really edged it out between the others. For me, because all these songs are great. I just think that one is the best. So, shouts out to Caroline Reilly for winning that award. Phenomenal job, well deserved. And shout out to everybody who got considered the track of the year thing. Again, Lucky remastered by Anna Shinholster, No Lie by Real, Armageddon by Black Polish, You and Your New Friends by Anna Grosh. But the winner is Anyone Else by Caroline Reilly. So congrats to you. Well deserved. Next category is EP of the year. Now the EP of the year, I wanted to split it up because I kind of included EPs and albums into one series, but I wanted to make sure that both were recognized different as two different things. So yeah, this one again was very close. This one was not as close. It had off of first look for me as well, but when I really started listening back, I'm like, this is tough. This was tough. We have Lackluster by Aislinn Davis, This Kind of Thing Doesn't Last by Sydney Rose, Let This Be Closure by Anna Grosh, Out of Place by Black Polish, and Halfway Home by Asher Fleming. Now, Lackluster is fantastic. That is fantastic. I can't say enough about that one. That one is great. I ain't gonna hold you. If that had Think About You on there, I would have had a heart attack on the camera, because Think About You is one of the hardest songs I've ever heard. This Kind of Thing Doesn't Last was one of the two EPs I reviewed this year from Sydney Rose. This was the better one. A much more matured sound. Her pen got so much better. Her lyricism got so much better. Vocally, she sounds, even as soft as her voice is stronger. Production is still cinematic as always, but still strong. Has a lot more maturity behind it. I really fantastic EP, fantastic. Let This Be Closure by Anna Grosh. That was some shit. If you want a EP, like, regardless of who wins, I believe that told the best story in my eyes. I believe that told the best story. Because when you look at an EP that just presented you the stages of grief and the stages of moving on and all this, I believe it did it the best. I believe it translated the best from the music to narratively as well. At least just regardless of who wins. I want to make that's my opinion. It's short. Like I see, all these are very short. None of these are fairly long because they're EPs. But the musicality, the transitioning, all of it, the themes, the narratives, all of it blended together, and that's what made this like a heavy. I was like, this has to be in here. This has to be in here. Out of Place by Black Polish. Do we even need to say anything? It's Black fucking Polish. Let's Go on a Trip. Baby Tonight. Sad Lesbians. Sophie. Are you Tears Are Falling? Are you shitting me? And Halfway Home by Asher Fleming is, oh my god. This was a really anticipated, because I was like, this boy's coming outside with a body of work. Like, he's coming out. He's stepping on the block. The hood has been waiting. My Nakmas, Dino, and Avocado have been waiting. And sure enough, it was well worth the wait. Kingdom, the production was just... first of all, he's a producer, but the production sweeps the rest of them. I'm keeping it tall. Like, we're good. This is like, you can make an argument for each single one, which is why we love it. Champion, you know. The production on that one just sweeps all of them. Like, it's like, and I asked for a vocal performance from him, and I finally got it. Anonymous Love. I finally got it. That's why I'm so mad I missed this show. If he puts on another show, I'm going. I don't give a damn. I'm going. Again, another tight, close. This was debated. The winner was flipped to almost every single other person. I was like, bro. But at the end of the day, I think the longer I listened, the more evident it became to me that the winner of the EP of the year goes to none other, drumroll please, Let This Be Closure by Anna Grosh. Congratulations, you are the winner. Round of applause. Let me put on the red glasses for symbolism. Amazing job. Amazing job. For context, we will pull this up because this is we will pull up the EP because this needs to be talked about. Because I want to say I definitely gave this a 10. I want to say I gave this a 10. When you talk about an EP or a body of work in general that tells some of the greatest EPs have, or some of the greatest bodies of works in general, albums or whatever, songs, have a message and a story that also translates musically. That's kind of like the goal of every song. Like, it's like what you're talking about is like relatable, understandable, as well as it is, it's something you're able to actually listen to in itself of the music, even if you don't give a damn about what they're talking about. Anna Grosh hadn't stepped outside for a while. Well, I hadn't reviewed her music since I did her review way in the beginning. Hadn't touched none of her music. Like I knew I was thinking, I'm like, she needs to come outside. Like Josie needed to come outside. All of them need to come outside. And she announced this EP, and I was like, ooh. And I reviewed the first track, "You and Your New Friends," and "Hurt You Back," and I was like, this is some shit. Like this might be some shit. I waited for the whole EP to come out. Hey, when I tell you that this had it all. The story she tells of you can tell how much time and meticulous effort was put into this EP. When you talk from "You and Your New Friends" showing her anger phase to "Hurt You Back" showing the sadness and betrayal. 100 Days going from, talking about kind of the last steps of acceptance before finally missing out, expressing that true freedom and relief of I can move on. I am at peace with what happened. We are now moving forward. The art of the album cover of it is like beautifully shows it without even listening to a song. And for her to capture each color so well in its simplicity with like these very slow R&B, Missing Out, which is these slow, very classy, just the classy maturity of like, it's like damn near like that 60s vinyl classic type of sound. And just the attitude, her like everything got upgraded. Like everything sounded stronger. Her voice sounded stronger. Her words sounded stronger. The way she hit notes in her singing just sounded like there's a reason. I have a story to tell. She commanded that attention. Commanded, like if this was performed live, she'd command a room. And while I'm definitely not saying that other EPs are not capable of this is one of the ones where I'm like, on a mainstream level too, this can be appreciated because this is art. Because Aislinn Davis is really good. This kind of thing doesn't last is fantastic. Black Polish's Out of Place is fantastic. Halfway Home by Asher Fleming is fantastic. But for me, I think Let This Be Closure edged out the others. And that's my opinion. So congratulations to Anna Grosh. Everybody check out all these EPs, but definitely check out Let This Be Closure. Next is Music Group of the Year. Now, Music Group of the Year being that, let it be like, either a duo, multiple people essentially, multiple people. The people that are in the category, I didn't have 5, I only had 4, so we'll go 4. Meet Me at the Altar, Starbenders, The Age of Ore, and Midsummer Motel. Now, each of these, again, this is very close too, because right was I thought, same thing as always. I always thought that one had it all the way until I listened to one song and then I'm like, oh shit, yeah, they also do that. How stupid of me to think this was a sweep. Midsummer Motel was my most recent review. Josie sent me them. Oh no, was it Josie? No, it wasn't Josie. Who was it? I think it was Anna. It was one of those two. One of them sent me that. I got it sent to me though. Midsummer Motel. Really liked that stuff. Really liked it. Was a really big fan of that one really colorful song, album cover song. What's it called? Face Paint. There we go. Face Paint. And then those are some of my highlights. Where do all the good people go? And Face Paint were the top 2 highlights for me from them. I really enjoyed their stuff. Starbenders I reviewed actually before I went out to see Caroline Reilly for the first time. Because I wanted to get a good feel of what they sounded like, what was in store for. This is the first time I ever went to a live concert, really, like on my own. And first of all, I was invited to anything I went to it, period. But definitely for the first time, I was like, oh, okay, I gotta redo my research on this. and I really liked the aesthetic they came with, the energy they came with, and even live, and the live performance matched what it sounded like on record. It still sounded just as great. The Age of Or was on my list for a while. I was like, ooh, because shout out Justina, you know, the bassist for the group. She sent me their stuff, and she was like, review it, please. And I was like, I got you. And I was expecting to be very stereotypical, like, just a very typical screaming, just because of the aesthetic. It was like literally all their photos were in black and white. What else did you think I was going to think? Excuse me. But the musicality was very, very good. It did get one-dimensional at times, but the call really was my favorite one. Like the call really was what made this like a strong candidate, because I was like, you showed the musicality, the other elements, and you switched it up. When they switch it up, it's beautiful. Like all of it's beautiful, but when they switch it up, that's some of their best shit. And then finally, a band that I found on a poster on a wall at a Caroline Reilly show, Meet Me at the Altar, which apparently some of my friends knew of them beforehand. I don't think these people have seen their review yet. Let's try to get them to see the review yet. Again, we're gonna just play the riff again, because apparently y'all didn't get it the first time. Whoa! Oh my god. And then the call by push by, no, all of them are great. I have to choose one. I did choose one. While the chemistry of all these groups are evident, and they're all fantastic, I have to give the winning band, music group of the year, goes to none other than Meet Me at the Altar. Congratulations, well deserved. It's gotten some of the best reactions out of me this year. Beautiful job. Amazing job. Can't say nothing else but greatness. Shout out. That's the one I had to give an edge out to. Like I said, the shout out to the Age of Or, shout out to Midsummer Motel, shout out to Starbenders. But for me, Meet Me at the Altar was the music group of the year. And, I just want to make sure that everybody understands, just because that your pick doesn't win or the group doesn't win in general, even to the artists that they watch, doesn't mean that your music's not good. It doesn't mean that you're not eligible to win again next year. You're really not. It doesn't mean that you're not. Just keep going and you might win it. That's just keeping it. Let's just keeping it tall, because it's some shit. Y'all, this is some shit. Next one is Album of the Year finalists, and this one's gonna be crazy. The finalists are Entries in My Diary 2 by Real, Kismet by Skype, Dumb and in Love by Susie Moon, The Space Tape by Asaka the Renegade, and The Astounding Descent by Mason Embers. Oh boy, alright, where do we start with this one? Alright. The Astounding Descent was the first ever album review I've ever did. And for that to still be up here with there, like, after a while, it says something. It's one of the more consistent, solid albums I reviewed this year. The quality is never dipped to an extent where it's like extreme highlight, okay, low point, extreme highlight. It's kind of always risen, stayed. It's like it rose to a point, plateaued, and stayed at a very high, consistent level. I really enjoyed listening back, I'm just like, wow, yeah, this was really, really good. I gave this like a decent to strong 7, I want to say. The Space Tape was the first ever real rap album I listened to, and Asaka has became one of my favorite rappers, like, really, because he has a very gritty style that's also very smooth. He can sing. Production is always solid. The theme he came with, really using space and just that theme, and him keeping that theme with how he rapped and with his lyricism, his pen, his bars, like, just beautiful. Dumb and in Love by Susan Moon, again, was highly anticipated for me. It came out, and I was like, the first half, it's one of the few albums I was actually a tale of two stories. It was a tale of two halves. First half talking about how heartbroken down in the dump she is. Second half talking about how like she's found her love again. She's been revived or rejuvenated, and she now believes in that love again. And it's a really beautiful story. Kismet by Sky, I was not expecting a Sky album to be up here. I'm keeping it real. Like, just the style of music isn't my taste, and I was like, there's no way. So when he released Kismet, I was like, okay, I'm here for it. And it's just insane. I ain't gonna hold AOTD's production mixed with his flows, his bars, his singing, which, because people were always talking about tap in with auto-tune Sky, melody Sky, auto-tune Sky, auto-tune Sky. I'm like, what the hell are y'all talking about? And sure enough, I tapped in with auto-tune Sky, and he might be that different, Nick. Just some of my favorite songs of this year, period, have come from him. Like, Lose Me. Like, I sound like a basic bitch when I said that, but oh my god. And Entries in My Diary 2 by Real, which, oh my god. Oh my god, this album was insane. This album is insane. It's like, bro, it's like, oh my god, why? Like, why? Like, Entries in My Diary, when I first saw the first Entries in My Diary, I said, this is going to be a series. If she's smart, she'll make this a series. And sure enough, she made it a series. We have the Black Album series, the Carter, and now Entries in My Diary. And this shit was, like, this made the first Entries in My Diary look like complete shit. I'm gonna keep it real. And it's not! Don't get me wrong, it's not. But the jump from in production, flow, it just like, just was 10 times better. A very heavily contested category. All these are enjoyable albums. All these are like, if you love music, again, I recommend all these albums. But for me, there can only be one winner. And the winner for me, none other than, drumroll please, Entries in My Diary 2 by Real. Congratulations, Real. Amazing job. Amazing job. Holy shit. Let's talk about this album in depth. We will pull it up on the TV. We'll pull it up on my other screen because this needs to be discussed. First of all, production-wise, some of the best I've heard from her. Flow-wise, she's always been one of the top rappers on this channel. But it just, there's a whole other level to her, and she, bringing back those sad themes and kind of, bringing that maturity to her music. It's all catchy, from Sleeping With My Demons, and and I hold you, before this wasn't gonna be the winner, simply because I was like, when I first reviewed it, I was like, the first half I wasn't really the biggest fan of. Sleeping With My Demons, I was a big fan of. Pray For Me was okay. Used To was probably my least favorite, just because because of the fact that the production on it was very spotty. And then Letter to My Ex was actually alright. It was pretty solid, but nothing that made me jump on my seat. But then the second half of this goddamn album did not miss, and I was like, oh my brother in Christ, what is happening? Deep End, You and I, No Lie, and then at this point I was like, okay, we got the sad narratives. I need her to rap. And then I heard this. And it was over at this point. Cause she about to kill me, bro. Oh my god! Hit him, no. God, no, just what is happening? Someone help me. Awesome job, Real. Everybody go check out all these albums. I'll say them again. The Astounding Descent by Mason Embers. The Space Tape by Asaka the Renegade. Dumb and in Love by Susie Moon. Kismet by Sky. And your winner of Album of the Year, Entries in My Diary 2 by Real. Next, we have a surprise category. I didn't announce this because there weren't that many contestants. There was actually only one. But we like to be all-inclusive here on the channel. I would like to say we are all-inclusive. We review people of all different walks of life, all different genres, all different backgrounds, all different upbringings, all different genders. And while one of the categories was male artist of the year, female artist of the year, because I did want to get as many people recognized as possible. It was a little interesting because I was just like, there was an artist that I wanted to recognize, but didn't exactly necessarily fit in those categories. So this is my surprise category. They, them artist of the year. And there's only one that I can really say is really big for me. It's really big for me. That award goes to none other than Black Polish. Black Polish has become one of my favorite artists of the year, period. Let's Go on a Trip. I've sent their music to my friends and they've become hardcore fans. Shout out to Nao. I felt like it would be a robbery to not recognize how phenomenal they've done. The shockwaves that they have made, not only in the music for me, but I just think in general, just the levels, the Life is Strange aesthetic that they have captured has just been phenomenal. And I just felt like I really needed to recognize them. So awesome job for a phenomenal year. Keep going. Well, you always have a fan for me. You'll always have a fan in me. Next category is Rapper of the Year. Now this one's very important because I rap primarily. I'm an artist as well. I'm an artist in terms of do all things. I gotta learn how to sing. I can croon very well. I'm learning how to produce. I'm getting better at it. That intro you heard at the very, 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 very beginning, I made that. Very happy with it. But rapping is my primary thing right now. So one thing I want to learn, my lyricism, I'm big on bars, I'm big on flow, I'm big on cadence. I watch battle rap daily. So we hear this category was I took this category very serious. I took this very, very, very serious. The finalists for Rapper of the Year are Real, Notori, Asaka the Renegade, Skype, and Langston Bristol. Now, each single person up here does belong up here. That's a fact. But I think when you get down to like what makes rapping, the levels start to get shown here. This is where certain people got kicked out pretty quickly. I'm not gonna say who. Obviously, that's disrespectful because all of these people are phenomenal artists. For them to make it here, especially in a category like this, that I took very, very serious. It's just a testament to that. Sky had that kind of 2017 speedy flows, energy, a lot of aggression, very heavy. Langston Bristol had this kind of indie lo-fi, kind of melodic kind of rapping, but his pen was very mature. I liked it a lot. Notori had a very old school Jay-Z mixed with Tyler the Creator type flow. Very mature for his young age because he's like my age. He raps like that. He was very his lyricism can be limited at times, but it has gotten better. His flows have always stayed consistent though. Asaka the Renegade was very gritty. Like he's always. I always thought he was definitely for a while he was the best clear cut rapper I ever reviewed for a long time. And then Real obviously put out Album of the Year. Really showed her pen a lot more. Just branched out. Improved leaps and bounds was what made this race really tough. However, there must be one winner. As close as this was, the person who won Rapper of the Year is none other than Real. That's right. Real won 2 categories. I didn't think it was going to happen. I'm going to keep it real. That's right. Real won 2 categories. I did not think that was going to happen. I didn't want it to happen simply for the case I want as many artists to get reviewed, get as much exposure as I want, as they could. But after winning Album of the Year this year for me, and just the jumps and the narratives that can be painted around her not winning would be like, she only does like one type of style, while Asaka or Notori is a little bit more eclectic with their approach. Slick Talk really showed that other side of like I am a rapper. Like please don't get like I'm talking about real shit here, but I'm going to rap because I think she mentioned when I spoke to her a little bit on her live, where she said some people thought that she was an R&B artist or a singer, which I don't know where you got that from because she didn't really rap like that. Like there was no song that's like she's going in, and Asaka does that. Asaka was very close. This was close. Like the levels were shown. Like this was a 5-way tie for moments, and then when it gets to the lyricism, this was a 3-way it could have went to real Asaka links in terms of like lyrics, there's like bars, the pen. Like Notori and Sky have their own thing that makes this like they could win it, but the birds of bars, it was a 3-way tough. But I had to give it to real. Slick Talk showed the levels of it, you know. And Asaka was right there. Like you could tell they really care about what they watch. Like Asaka, I feel like he watches battle rap. I do feel like he watches battle rap a little bit, because he does. It just there's something about that energy. But I do give it to real. All these rappers are great. Great melodies, great music. Please go check them out. Notori, Asaka the Renegade, Sky, Langston Bristol. But the winner of the rapper of the year is real. Shout out to you. Phenomenal job. Next, we have producer of the year. This is a big one, too. A lot of people there's a lot of people in a lot of industries that don't get enough credit. And while, as much as people like to give credit to artists, singers, rappers, as that, producers are a phenomenal part, are a tremendous part of this process. And while there's obviously a bunch of quotable and notable producers that get recognition. Metro Boomin, Tyler the Creator, Pharrell Williams, Odyssey. That's another one. I wanted to make sure that their upcoming producers got their credit, and I always wanted to pay attention to all levels of music, no matter what, and to all levels to each song. And I've ran across some fantastic producers this year, some fantastic ones. The finalists are Merlin Yoshi, Asher Fleming, AOTD, Hyza, and Sean Frayne. Hyza, with her collaborations with Asher and just her, you know, her approach and her maturity to it. Like, she understands audio engineering. Her mixing is very good. Her beat choice and beat style is very good. She can go in many different directions. Sean Frayne is just so cinematic. I just some of my favorite songs come from him this year. AOTD has his own style. I feel like that's instantly recognizable, which is so hard to do. Like I said, he's had some like Lose Me, some of my favorite songs. His production's behind some of my favorite songs. All Again, Trendsetter, and even some of his own music with his remixes for Kasani and TJ and just all that have been phenomenal. Merlin Yoshi has been a big favorite of mine in general for a long time. His Nihilist EP has always been just phenomenal to me. And Asher Fleming, who I didn't know, like I said, he's very soft spoken. So when I first found out he did music, I looked him up and I was like, he does his music. He's a producer, and his stuff has just been. He's been one of the top producers this year for me, obviously, which is why he's a finalist, just like up here. And his ability to tell a story with just no words was damn near unmatched to me. They all have their own styles, and they all have their own things I love, own things I believe they could work on. At the end of the day, for me, the producer of the year goes to none other than Asher Fleming. Congrats to you, sir. Asher Fleming pulled it out. Wow. That man is different. That man, I'm telling y'all, that man is different. This is why this man was nominated for multiple categories. Like, this is like we're gonna go to Asher Fleming's profile to just because, again, this is another thing we need to talk about. We need to talk about this. Asher, you can tell out the gate, but just listening to his music, that he's very visual with his music, and his ability. I think Kingdom is the best example for me, in my opinion, of why he won this for me. And yes, Hyza plays a big part in this song as well, which is why she's a finalist. But this is where I think, for me in general, she does this for multiple songs from Kingdom. I'll play clips of it, but I recommend you to listen to the full song and just close your eyes. And I think you'll see a whole story play out, and not before any words are spoken. And so many fusions of, like, it'll be a beautiful piano melody into some, like, hard synthesizers. It's like electric. Then it'll go to like jazz, and then it'll go to just drums, and it just for the transitions for it to rise and fall. It's like I'm reading a book and no words have been spoken. That's true mastery and true understanding of what you do. And I appreciate that on so many levels as well. Merlin Yoshi is another person who does this very well. I two of the biggest things that edged it over for him as far as the others was more that he was outside more than Merlin. For me, and he's also just I just think that there's a level of mystery that Asher has to his music that the other artists I don't think had. There's a level of where could this go? Like how I compare it to Tyler because Tyler will put something in a beat that you'll hear once and never hear again, and you'll be like, what the hell was that? You'll be like, oh, that's interesting. That shouldn't have worked, but that works. That transition, the way he moved it to here, the way he made it fall, the way he made it like all those little intricacies, I think Asher pays attention to, and I appreciate that a lot. Which is why, again, while as great as Merlin Yoshi, Ayo Witty, Heiza, and Sean Frayne are, for me, my pick for producer of the year was Asher Fleming. Now we're on to our final two categories. Next category is Male Artist of the Year. Now, this category means a lot. These are the big two. These are the two. These are artists of the years. These are the titans right here. These are the ones. These are the ones right here, man. For them to be first of all for any category, for male or female artist of the year, any finalist I got, you made first of all you made music today and I reviewed it. Be proud of that because your music, for me, your music has to be quality. In some form, for me, it has to be quality. That's in some essence for me to review it. Like I said, I'm very selective. I'm not just going to review just the sake of getting a video out. I'm very more about quality over quantity, which is why my schedule upload will be sometimes very shitty. I apologize for that. So be proud of that. If you're a finalist, be very proud of this, but especially these two categories, because this list had been adjusted 15 different times, I swear to God, on both sides. The finalists for Male Artist of the Year are Skype, Asher Fleming, Sean Frayne, Mason Embers, and Merlin Yoshi. I think we've talked about Skype a lot, so you get my opinion on them. You get my opinion on Asher Fleming. He's the producer of the year, which is big. Sean Frayne, I talked about a little bit as well on the producer side because he's been awesome. Some of my favorite music. What's that one song? There's SOS. There's Cinderella, but those not the two I'm talking about. But there's what's the one? 7 Kisses. It's one of the most insane shits I've ever seen in my life. Mason Embers, like I said, outside of his support for the channel, him as an artist has been one of the stronger artists, which took me aback because I'm like, again, he didn't step outside for the rest of the year. And for him to still be one of the best is a testament to how good he actually is. In terms of singing, vocally, instrumentally wise, very solid. As even Merlin Yoshi, who didn't step outside that much to this year. But again, for him to be considered as in the producer of the year and still be up here is a testament to how good these artists actually are. That's why you should go check them out. While you do that, you should like the video, subscribe, and share the video. This is another of these like really closely, heavily contested categories, and you can argue each artist to win this. You truly can argue each single one. You can say Merlin Yoshi's explosive, video game retro-esque like production and up-paced and themes of introspective topics is what get him to win it. Mason Embers' maturity and the fact that he's been in the running for album of the year. Sean Frayne being in the running for producer of the year and being the highest rating I've ever given to a guy on my channel. I think he was a decent to strong 9, I think, or like a decent 9. Asher Fleming being producer of the year could win it. Sky having some of the biggest highlights we've heard this year on my channel and some of the biggest reactions, and having almost album of the year as being in that running could get him to win it. But for me, as an artist as a whole, though, the winner of the Male Artist of the Year for me is Sean Frayne. Shout out to him. Phenomenal job, Sean Frayne. Had to give a clap for myself. We gotta get the crowd clap. Sean Frayne is your male artist of the year. Shout out to him. Phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. I had to remind myself how good he actually was. I ain't gonna hold you. I did. Listening to the fact that he produced his own stuff, how cinematic and all the elements that he added to it. Like I said, he was on, in terms of like producing with especially in the other categories. It was Merlin, Yoshi, Asher, and Sean Frayne. Those three were like on a neck and neck tie on production on the producer category. So this was kind of that same thing, except all five of them were just, it could have gotten shuffled in any direction. Sean Frayne's was the most matured sound, I believe. As much as Asher told a story through his music, his felt much more mature. Vocally, he was a lot stronger than a lot of them. He was the strongest out of all of them. I think just overall, it had that very instant, ooh. Like, all of them have that instant, like, ooh, what is that? But his had the most for me, just like, oh, this might be different. Like, this might be, this goes on the radio off the first 12 seconds. Like, oh, shit. So, yeah, Male Artist of the Year, Sean Frayne. Shout out to him. Before we get to the final category, we have another surprise category. It's real quick. It's not going to be too long. This video is already like an hour and a half. Today's category that we will be talking about is the 10 category. This is where I recognize all the 10s I've given out, all the artists I've given 10s to this year. That being said, I would like to recognize the following artists: Sydney Rose, Aaron Kirby, and Caroline Reilly. Also, shout out to Anna Grosh for getting a 10 on her EP, Let This Be Closure. Phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. Amazing job. Absolutely deserves to be credited. Absolutely. A 10 is not easy. As much as I react pretty crazy and I have so many positive words to say about people, it's not. It's not easy to get a 10 out of me. It's really not. Hell, like I said, Sean Frayne's got a decent to strong. I'm probably get a 9.5. To win a 10 off of first reaction is like, oh no, you. And for me, a 10 is different. Are they a perfect artist? No, none of these artists are perfect, right? A 10 for me means like you are the like you need to be mainstream now. And there's a lot of artists that are just like, you need to be mainstream now too. Like there's times, and there's artists who've gotten close. But if I give you a 10 out the gate, I'm like, you need to be mainstream now. Like there's like your numbers are in the millions, and you need to be talked about like how like these mainstream names are talked about, and I understand why. I wouldn't be upset. I would understand why. Like why are you still underground? And I think that those elements, for Caroline Reilly to get the first 10 on a track of the day and to be a 10 on the artist is big. Aaron Kirby. Oh my God. Sydney Rose brings a whole other element of like somberness and sadness and realism to her music that very few artists that I reviewed or even mainstream could even do. Let This Be Closure. I mean, I said it's EP of the year. I mean, that speaks for itself. Now the final category. Female Artists of the Year. Real quick before we finish this stuff, I want to say again, thank you so much for everybody for watching. Thank you so much for a wonderful year. I really do appreciate it so very much. From the bottom of my heart, I love each and every one of you. And I can't wait to keep doing this for the next year and the next. And hopefully with you guys, enough of y'all's support, I can do this for the rest of my life. And so please like and share these videos, please, so I can keep doing it. 'Cause without your support, I can't keep doing this. And I want to do this for the rest of my life. I love this, being able to do stuff like this, being able to interact with you guys, even the artists, the fans, or the supporters. I never want to call it fans. It sounds weird. I'm nowhere big enough to even have fans. Trust me. But yeah, please support, leave a like, comment, and share the videos. I want everybody to be able to see this and really showcase how awesome these people are. Now, the final category. Let me just make sure we went through every single category, just to make sure. so that I don't sound stupid. All right. Yeah, this is the last one. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. The ladies have been kicking the guys' asses this year. All right. Don't. Like, in terms of, like, tens, I was supposed to at least give one. Sean Frame was your best shot. Guys, I'm gonna need y'all to pick it the hell up, dog. All right. The finalists for Female Artist of the Year, right? So, guys, you've been getting your ass kicked right here. Maybe, so I need you to tee up for 2023, all right? I need y'all to tee the hell up. The finalists for Female Artist of the Year are Caroline Reilly, Sydney Rose, Aaron Kirby, Anna Grosh, and Rio. Again, there's enough times that they've all been mentioned in multiple categories in multiple contexts to where you know why they're up here, but we will talk about them anyway. Real, who has dropped Album of the Year and is Rapper of the Year. Self-explanatory. Anna Grosh, who has the EP of the Year. Again, self-explanatory. Aaron Kirby, who's had some of my favorite songs up here. I didn't talk about her that much, but she's one of the 3 tens I've given out. Practice Girlfriend, Bad Luck, Lying, Half in Love. Just so many tremendous hits in her production and her voice. She sounds the most mature out of she's tied with the most mature out of a couple sound artists in general. Sydney Rose, who's been in the considering of multiple categories and has been a staple on this channel and one of the few tens I've given out this year. And Caroline Reilly, who, again, staple of this channel, has won Track of the Year and is, again, the first 10 I ever gave out, which is self-explanatory. All these people up here are phenomenal artists, and this was one of the closely contested. This was the most closely contested category. This was like how I said all these things were neck and neck. This was the closest. This is the one that I was sitting at my desk, banging my head on this table, like, why? Each single one can win this. So this is not a slight to anyone's talent. This is simply my opinion that based off the year that they've had, and I've been active on all this. I've been active. I've been watching. I've been peeping. I'm in tune with the streets. I've been in tune. I've been watching. So this is removed of all bias. This is from all categories. This was the toughest one. And after deliberation and revision after revision after revision, the artist of the year, the female artist of the year, goes to none other than Caroline Reilly. Phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. A tremendous year it has been. A tremendous year. Shout out to her. Again, this is not including live performances. This was not including any of my personal conversations with her. This is solely based off of the music. We'll talk about why. What made this stand out the most to me was how great she is and how consistently great she has stayed. She has only gotten better in a sense where I didn't think she could get better. She would just at some point be like, until obviously there's another big jump. When I first heard her music, I was like, okay, she's very talented. She's the first 10 I gave out. You know, she's explosive. She has the energy. She has her own type of energy surrounding herself. The musicality. There's a lot of good things behind her that's heading for it. But I was concerned when she dropped. When anyone else was being announced, I was concerned. Because Not My Fault was so good to me. I was like, where else can you go with that? Like, where else can you truly go? Where can you truly go with that? And it had, and for her to not only answer that question for me, but leap over that expectation of like, I was expecting this to be some shit, and it was track of the year. and it beat out so many phenomenal artists. And for her to clear this for me, whoever was gonna win this category would say a lot, because this one I knew going into making my list this was this was going to be the toughest one. This is a category of a bunch of heavyweights in the music in terms of underground music, and they're all been like kicking ass this year. And but I felt like through when the smoke cleared, there could only be one, and Caroline Reilly's had a hell of a year in the music scene, and she had to win it for me. And that and so shout out to all these wonderful artists. Shout out to Real, shout out to Anna, shout out to Aaron, shout out to Sydney. But there's only, like I said, the smoke cleared. There's only one winner, and I gave that to the Female Artist of the Year, Caroline Reilly. And that wraps up the awards. Real quick before I sign out, this is kind of just this last part to just really say thank you. I said a lot of personal thank yous. I want to thank those people again. I want to thank the support we've gotten. But I do want to say, again, a big thank you to all of you. Because as much as I could talk about the traction, all this stuff on this series, what this series has meant for me in terms of that. In terms of me personally, it has meant, I could say it has definitely changed my life and definitely saved it. Because like I said, I made this on a whim, and through all this, it's been a very dark time for me mentally. It's always been. And this kind of made me have something to look forward to every day, and made me look like, if I can make someone laugh at me being stupid, because I've never faked how I am. This is just how I am in real life. Anyone who's met me in real life, at some point you've seen me act this stupid in person, and so, but it gave me purpose again. It made me have a reason to get out of bed and do something worthwhile, and be like, you know what? Even if one person sees this and they get a laugh out of it, my job is done. Like I finished. I can rest happy. So whenever I get interactions or from anybody, good or bad, it means the world to me that they would even spend their time to even look at something like this and appreciate it. So for me, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Let it be the artists I reviewed, let it be the fans of the artists, let it be the people who've supported the channel. You have changed my life for the better. You have given me a purpose that I haven't felt ever. Really, if we're keeping it real, I'm very honest. I'm keeping it real. We keeping it honest on this channel. I've always been honest about that. Keeping it honest. Really having a purpose ever. So, and it feels like, you know what? If I've gotten this much feedback, maybe I am doing something right. And on that note, I say thank you. Much love to each. I love each and every one of you. That's why I always say stay safe and stay hydrated, because some of y'all don't be. And sleep. There's certain people that don't sleep. I'm one of those people, but I'm on y'all. Yeah, I'm on y'all ass. Go to bed. Take a nap. It's healthy for you. This was the 2022 Smorgasbord Podcast Music Award Show. That's one hell of a long ass title. This is going to be interesting to edit. This is like an hour 40. Everyone have a wonderful, you guys, I wish you all a wonderful New Year's, a wonderful 2023. See y'all around this day when we have our next year's award show. Maybe it'll be on live stream next time. We'll see. Depends on the support on this video. Let's get this to my most liked video, please. I want this to be everybody to see it. There'll be posts out to talk about each artist. That being said, you'll stay safe. Happy New Year's. Love y'all. Bye-bye.